Okay, it's been around like a few months now, but hey, never mind. It's been like pretty much like 11 months now since I actually made a real life video for once. And I don't really plan on animating that much because that might take a little too long and I don't have the attention span to really do any of that. But I do plan on sharing a few stories, but this time I'm doing it live with the mask on for some unknown reason, which this mask can't even cover with this stupid shell in the way, and I don't even know why. This is the same mask I used for Halloween. But I am going to use some stories that I've written down in this thing. This was my 8th grade journal, the same journal I used for most of my 8th grade year. Well, most, I mean by like the last 3 months of it before I got to high school. So yeah, I'm actually going to go through that in like a few weeks, probably 3, maybe 4 weeks, I don't really know. Yeah, I think this is a better camera angle. And let's get on with it. Let's see. Story of the day, apparently, from what I remember. Yeah, I also drew like a bunch of cartoons in here as well, kind of like a Diary of the Wimpy Kid style, but I don't really have that kind of motive or anything. Shoot, it's just hard to see with these little pamphlets in my eyes. God damn. Damn! I think I'm kind of dyslexic right now. Oh, look, I actually made some like guitar riffs on here. I play guitar too, if you're wondering. People actually thought this thing was like a Death Note for some reason because it was black, but it had no Death Note on it. Actually, I think if it was a Death Note, I probably much would write 11 names down. Here's a good story. There was this one teacher we had. Her name was Teacher E. And she apparently wasn't here for like a few months, I guess. I guess from around 2 to 3 months. Actually, we haven't seen her, like, throughout 8th grade. It took her, like, about, like, a few months to come back. Because apparently some kid decided to write something down in notes. And she wasn't really a likable teacher, so she was pretty much bullied out of the school. And I quote, "This school is pretty messed up. Like, these kids were pretty much monsters, and I really hope that people would change." Which, this was middle school, so I don't think anyone was going to change. It's also really bad in history, apparently, because apparently I will never get a perfect score on my history test. Nor my math test for some reason. Usually on my history test I would get a D every time. And with math, a D, maybe a C, maybe an F. You never know, because it's just freaking math. And math was pretty hard for me because, I don't know. And I thought language arts was going to be hard, which was going to be a crazy kind of thing, because I never assumed that language arts would be good. But hey, I have a journal, so what am I going to be talking about? Bagels. I don't know if that was just a random topic. I just wanted to say I like bagels. I found an interesting date. This one was made on March 17th, which was a pretty good year. That was like St. Patrick's Day. Today is St. Patrick's Day, and our school picture day of spring pictures are today. And what is not all I have to say here, because yesterday it was actually my friend's birthday party, and we had a great time. And the only thing I wrote here for some reason was the party wasn't no Diddy party, apparently, which I don't know. I didn't expect to say that. Let's see. Let's move on to a little bit other things. Let's see. And apparently my friends thought it would be funny because since my nickname is DJ Zeke, they decided to write DJ Meat. These are all pretty stupid, I guess, from the looks of this. And apparently in my language arts, which was my 5th period at the time, we had the St. Patrick's Day rock, paper, scissors thing, which was basically just a game where we play rock, paper, scissors and take someone's necklace. Kind of like marbles from Squid Game, if you really think about it. And apparently we were assigned it, and people were already making bets at that time. But after the games actually started, it went to total anarchy. Kids were chasing each other. I think a few kids actually got tripped and pretty much trampled on just trying to get some freaking necklaces. Which I didn't seem that was a big deal. I had this one friend that I was pretty much protecting most of the time. Because kids were like trying to like steal his necklace and stuff. And I'm a protective friend, so I'm going to make sure this fool just doesn't get stolen and shit from or whatever. And all this other stuff. And apparently, from the looks of it, people made very offensive comments to me for unknown reasons. That's why I don't like to show my face, because I don't want to have no offensive comments. But it is what it is, and I might show my face in the future. Like I do on Instagram, but I don't now. Yeah, I also wrote down the riff for Come As You Are by Nirvana. Maybe I should play that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god. Stupid headphones. Oh wait, shoot. Damn it. What am I? Stupid satchel. Everything's always in my freaking way when I'm trying to play. Wait. as you are, as you are. Apparently, I'm a guitarist and an animator, which is pretty awesome. Tough. Let's see. Let's go back to the storytelling and let's see any other good ones. Ooh, I got some melodies from like freaking the White Stripes, one from Metallica and all this other stuff. Actually, I remember writing a song in this thing. Oh, reminder. I don't plan on singing right now. I'm nigga. Look at this stage fright. Okay, so this one was taken on like a Saturday, maybe a Sunday. And I was just minding my own business and stuff until I got this random notification from someone, and it was from a girl in our in my math class. Apparently, she found my number, and she said she quote-unquote hacked me for some damn reason. I have never given my number to anyone, but, like, I think a few people, because those are the people that I found that were my friends. But, apparently my contacts were just everywhere. And I do not personally enjoy it. There's a few gigs in here that I like to mention, which, no. That's why I would mention it on my Instagram story. I also realized that I make spelling corrections a lot in this journal because I'm not using my phone for spelling corrections. Demonstration through this little comic strip I made. Yeah. It says, school, scribble scribbles, which is basically my way of saying, I can't write for crap. And at home, I like cheese. That's like the only sentence I can ever do. Which I am very bad at spelling, apparently. Oh, this one's funny. One time, me and my friend group were all like in pretty much the basketball area for some reason. And two girls were just walking up to one of my friends, let's call him Jay because his name's Jack, I guess. And apparently these two girls kept trying to like walk up to him and say, like, can I get a hug and all this other stuff. Which I didn't really understand it at the time because, I don't know, I'd never understood it. But he was pretty much running away, and a lot of our friends were just trying to protect Jack, so W friends, I guess, at the time. Damn, it is hot in here. And I didn't really care about it that much until one of the girls, I think let's call her T. Apparently, she said, yo, you want to hug me? And I'm like, sure. Like, I never really hugged a girl at school, so why not? And then one of this kid decided, no, this kid deserves more than that. And this is where the famous, get down, Mr. President. Yeah, he literally pushed me to the side, almost tripping me, just because he wanted to prevent me from hugging, which I didn't know. And then my other friend, my other homeboy, he's like, don't do that, like, don't trust them, like, they're just trying to make fun of me and stuff. So, I kept that in mind. He's probably watching this, so respect to you. And let's see, another thing. I had another situation like that as well. Ugh, oh my god. I'm okay. Another situation like that where it was with a full group of girls and I was stuck in a stairway and there was like 6, maybe 7 for some reason. And there was like this whole fight going on with this one girl. I don't know what they were talking about, but they were like making fun of someone's grandma and then 2 girls started fighting. Those were more the outcasts of like the school and stuff, so that's why people like to make fun of those kind of people. And for some reason they were doing that with me, and this is a little thing to know about me. I do not remember people if I do not care about them. I will always forget their name and forget who they are. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to the story again because I needed to take a little break because my oxygen levels were getting down in this damn mask. Okay, let's see. I was surrounded by a lot of girls, and then they asked, like, if I knew their name, which I did know a few of their names. Other people I just didn't really care about, like usual. And one of them, I think it was one of the big ones, she was tall, she was big, and she was like, yo, dab me up, and I usually dab up, no matter what gender. And as soon as I did that, my biggest homeboy decides to charge at me, and freaking pushes me out of the freaking way, making me fall on my freaking... Oh my god. And apparently he said it was too late and I already touched, like, a girl. And I'm like, dude, like, cooties are no longer a thing. We're not, like, in 3rd grade. Which I only met all these guys back in 6th grade when I moved around this area. Which they said, like, don't do any of that stupid shit again. So I promise not to do those stupid. And I also got arrested at a Stater Brothers I go to. I did a little drawing of that it even matters. But Yeah, some guy got, I think, arrested or had a search warrant. I think it was on something because apparently we were just laughing and just thought it was pretty funny. But I also promised myself never to act like that guy, so I will never be a junkie or whatever you call it. I also burned myself in a science, in like when we were doing a lab, we were doing some kind of science experiment, and apparently the heater was still on when I tried to turn it off, which I did earlier, but I was trying to get my book, and then with a freak, and all that happens. And yeah, so I'm just gonna look for more pages and stuff, which, yeah. Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention, a few people, mostly my closest friends, they drew a few drawings in here. We got Metallica, which is a bunch of cat pictures for some reason. But personally, I love cat pictures. I like chunky cats. This is gonna take forever. Oh my lordy, lordy. Okay, there we go. We got a little Pusheen cat by one of the girls that I wrote in this, W. And then we got one of my homeboys. Let's cover that one up. And we got a big chonker right here. We got a few other ones. We got like this one too. This one says, for you, Co. For like, I don't know. She's just like, for you, a cat with a big flower. So I'm like, okay, deal with that. Oh my gosh, there's so many pages. This is gonna take me forever and ever. Oh, never can I get through this. Got another drawing from like this one girl that went to like a concert, so this is what we got. Got our initials here too with this weird looking cow that looks like it was straight roadkill. Oh shoot, did I show it wrong? It's like this. Yeah, I showed it. I think I showed it right. Okay, now I'm gonna keep going because I need to find that one picture of a cat. Have any of you ever heard of Pusheen? Because this is the thing. We got Pusheen right here. W cat, one of the cutest cats I possibly could ever know. Yeah, and all that. Mostly the people that I allowed here were like my friend and like this one girl I knew. Because those were the people I actually trusted at the time. Which is a pretty big thing because I trust a few people with my journal. Which is not a really often occurrence. Okay, that's enough of me yapping. So, I think this is finally the time where we stop off. I know I'm finally getting up on my feet when it comes to animating now, so I'm pretty happy with that. And hopefully I manage to make a few more content. I know high school is going to be pretty hard for me, but I'm going to try my best, I guess, because lately the small animation community is pretty much dying down just a little bit. And I want to keep it afloat. I want to make sure that the small animators don't like die down over like stress and other stuff. And just keep on with the passion because at first I thought I was going to die with passion. But I don't know, like I just kept going on and boom, it's fun. And goodbye, and please like and subscribe. Bye.